Game time. The year is 2025, and Jimmy has become an entirely new person, showing up 10 minutes early.
You weren't even ready.
10 minutes early.
I stood at your door for a few minutes.
It's incredible. I'm liking this. New year, new you, right?
Huh.
What were some of your New Year's resolutions?
To show up early.
Was that the only one?
That's it. It's my whole that was my whole goal this year.
Do you know when people start to not follow through with their New Year's resolutions? At what point?
Yeah, I think isn't it like middle of January? Like
I read something and it said January 19th is when the majority of people start to not fulfill on their resolutions.
But I've also read that it takes...
So we are in February, so congrats.
Well, I've also read it takes 21 days
to build a habit?
To build a habit. So maybe they're quitting just a little too early.
Yeah, maybe. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts, Tyler and...
Jimmy Miller,
the one and only. We got a big pod today, a lot to cover, but big shout out to our title sponsor of the King of the Court podcast, which is The Pickler.
Yes.
We love The Pickler. They just had a grand opening with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Matt Manassi was commentating, emceeing.
Yeah.
They had the Kawamotos playing.
Yeah, Noblesville, Indiana. They just opened one in Massachusetts. Was it Westfield, I think? Something? Westchester? I don't know. Somewhere in Massachusetts. The big thing is they're just popping up everywhere.
Yep. So the last 1 to 2 years, it was a lot of building. And then now finally you're starting to see the fruits of their labor.
Yeah.
A lot of grand openings.
I mean, they have just in the next few weeks, they have Lehi, Utah opening, Mesa, Arizona. Peoria, Arizona.
Yeah.
Denton, Texas.
Yeah.
And I believe it just opened this last weekend was Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I think they just opened.
So a lot of new picklers opening in the very near future.
Yeah.
So go check them out if those are near your area, and also use code KOTC when you're signing up for memberships. It should be working, and it should give you a small discount.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is for picklers, they sell founding member spots.
There's a limited amount.
Yeah. Exactly.
And basically, they cannot change the price, to my understanding.
Yeah.
You're grandfathered in with that certain price.
Yeah, so get in early. If you see a spot that's going to pop up in your area, get in early.
Yeah.
I mean, the line for Henderson, Nevada was insane.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, thank you for the support, Pickler. And also, if you're interested in starting your own franchise with them, reach out to them at thepickler.com and tell them the guys at KOTC sent you. Our next sponsor is Pickleball Central. We love Pickleball Central. They are the number one, not number two, number one online retailer in the entire world for all things pickleball. They have the largest selection of paddles, balls, bags, anything pickleball related. They have it. Go use our code KOTC0225 for this month.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. They got shoes.
Yes.
You want those Tyson Skechers that he was rocking in Australia? They've got them.
Think that helps with the nighttime cardio?
100%.
He wears those during nighttime cardio, right? Like when he's jump roping and stuff?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure they never come off. He seems like a socks to bed guy.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay. All right. Also, an unsponsored announcement. I'm playing Khlif. Is that how you say it?
No way, yeah.
No way? Anyways, I'm actually partnering with him in a tournament coming up. We played once or twice last year. He's a somewhat new player. He's probably been playing less than... Probably right around a year.
He just went full time in like July or August.
Yeah.
He quit his job. He was like an accountant or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But
so anyways, he's a great guy. He's from France.
Most handsome Frenchman in pickleball.
Exactly. Now. He is the most, he is the flying Frenchman.
You know what's funny about Noe, before you get to this? He is at every tournament till the very end. Even if he's out.
Unlike other people.
Yes, but he is there till the very end.
No, he's great.
Yeah.
He was on, who was he on? Miami? No, Miami?
Miami, yeah.
Yeah, and they made it up to Premier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a chance to take him.
Anyways, I have a PSA from Noe.
Decision.
He is actually starting, it's like a drilling session, even if you live far away. And so basically go check him out on his Instagram at Noe Khlif. and you can get a lot more details. But what it is you pay a small fee, and then he provides these structured drilling sessions for you. And then you can follow along, and I think he does coaching calls, and he'll reach out to you and provide a lot of help for you. So if you're wanting to learn from Noe, who is a great player and a really nice guy, go follow him on Instagram. And also he gave us a code, just KOTC, that will save you a little bit off his subscription.
So they're doing like drilling sessions and like targeted.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
wow.
Pretty cool.
That's
but
awesome.
He's a new player, and we love to support those in the pickleball space.
Is he in Dallas?
I think he moved there, yeah.
Do you think he's sad about Luka getting traded?
Probably. That was weird. A lot of people thought it was like a April Fool's joke, even though it's not April Fool's. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that he's 25 years old. He's a generational talent.
Franchise player?
100%. And you traded him for a 31-year-old who is not a franchise. I mean, he's good. Anthony Davis is still a great player, but he's not Luka. And yeah, I thought that was very interesting. But I also read that Luka was eligible for a 5-year, $345 million extension this summer. And Dallas didn't want to pay that, number one. Number two, now he's not, because you have to be with your original team to get that. And so now,
like the team that you get drafted to.
Yeah. Now he's not. And so actually cost Luka a lot of money to get traded.
Interesting. Do you know what they traded him for? Like the amount that he'll be making at Lakers?
Well, his contract
Is it
right
the
now.
same?
Yeah, it's 43 million a year.
Gotcha.
That's not bad. He's doing fine still.
Okay. A little bit lower than Ben Johns, but
Yeah.
still.
I mean, so
All
anyways,
right.
crazy.
Australia. Do we have to do this in an Australian accent?
Australia Open.
Do your best Australian
I don't
accent.
have one. I honestly have zero. Listen, one of the best parts about watching this was the announcers' accents. Loved them.
I think if you have an accent, you are automatically 80% more attractive
Yeah, for
when
sure.
you're talking.
For sure. So Australia they did it indoors at a convention center.
It was on Pickle Roll.
Pickle roll.
And they used the Franklin X40 ball. And
Yeah.
this was long established, months
Yeah,
ago.
so a lot of people are asking, why didn't they use the Vulcan, blah, blah, blah. So Vulcan does not have, my understanding is Vulcan's agreement with PPA is not for international events.
Yeah, it's just continental USA.
Yeah, yep, it's domestic events only. And so they used the Franklin over there. I have a little take on this. I sent out a tweet about it. Not that I don't love the long rallies, okay? And I think that the Franklin promotes the technical side of the game a lot better, right? I mean, how many freaking cross-court crazy Ernies did we see from CJ and millions and millions of resets? I mean, Championship Sunday, we had 2 matches go over 2 hours. I mean, just long rallies. But in my own personal opinion,
Jimmy Miller's.
the X40 players are too good to use the X40 because, one, you can't put it away. It's super soft. Defensively, they're already good enough. Even when we're back to the Dura days or back to, even obviously the Vulcan, the pros are digging everything anyways.
Yeah.
And now you're giving them the X40, which is giving them an extra half second to play defense. They're just too freaking good. And I think that while...
So what you're saying is pickleball is boring.
I didn't think it was boring by any means. I just think that it looked slow.
But don't you think that would increase the firefight hands battles, which is what most people enjoy?
Sure, but it increased them to a sense where like they didn't look like, I mean...
It's like a marshmallow?
It just looks slow. I mean, I know this sounds weird, but it just from watching with the Vulcan and watching with the X40, the game looked slower. It looked like, it was just a different game than what we've seen. And now look, the purists love that.
Are you being paid by Vulcan for this segment?
No, it has nothing to do with Vulcan. It could be the Dura. Franklin has another ball coming out called it's a Pro ball, the Pro 45 or something, which is rumored to possibly be the new ball. I've heard that from a couple other podcasts. Anyways, point is, it just felt slower. It looked a little bit slower. Now, the long rallies were fun. I mean, look, and maybe some of that has to do with the fact that you have Elise, right? You have Tyra, who are great defensive players on the court. On the men's side, I mean, Gabe and Tyson. I mean, Tyson played really well, but he doesn't do anything with his backhand ever. Like, he's not a threat with his backhand.
Yeah, he's known more for his consistency. And
and so his style fits
bedroom cardio.
Yeah, bedroom cardio, all the things. So his style fits that X40 really, really well. Obviously, Colin Johns is not known to, attack and firefight. But like a guy like Kwong, I think the X40 really hurt him.
Sure.
Because, he's ripping and coming out, and dudes are just sitting there resetting him as that marshmallow spins at him. So anyways, I don't think the X40 is this is my opinion. It is not the answer for the pro game. I think it's more exciting if you use a little bit of a harder ball. Now, look, you got to find that happy median because someone's going to lose an eye, and we don't want the game to become just, one rip and it's over.
Yeah.
So we got to find that balance there somewhere. And I think that the X40 is too much compensation.
The thing that I'll say in regards to balls is I think a lot of people think manufacturing and making a ball is much easier than it actually is.
Oh, it's a plastic ball, right? We always hear that. It's a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of difference. So anyways,
especially in today's age where the paddles are so powerful, it really poses a very interesting dynamic to the game. Yeah,
and that's just my take on it. I mean, like I said, people can have difference of opinions. I mean, somebody responded and said they really liked that it brought out a lot more strategy, and that's I get that. I don't disagree with that. So anyways, let's go through these draws really quick.
Okay, so we will recap PPA Australia briefly.
Yeah.
And then this upcoming week, we are back at it here in Tucson, Arizona. Do you know how to spell Tucson?
Yeah.
Spell it.
Tucson.
Tuscon?
No, it's Tucson.
Scon?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Dog, I was a 5th grade spelling bee champ. 5th grade spelling bee champion.
Okay, we will preview the PPA Tucson tournament.
Yeah, we'll talk about Tucson.
So,
real quaint city.
Do you have
lots of meth.
The draws pulled up for Australia?
Yeah. All right, so let's go men's doubles. First of all, let's talk about the Australians a little bit.
Literally, somebody in the Discord just said PPA was fun with the X40 because of the longer rallies.
Yeah, I don't listen. I'm not disagreeing that's a take, and that I could possibly get behind that. But I don't know. I just felt like it made the gap between a 5.0 and a pro look smaller, and like for me. Like when I watch a pro athlete, right? I want to know that that's a pro athlete. I want to know that like this pickleball player is a professional and they can kick the shit out of anybody that they play against. That's, a 5.0 or whatever else. Like there's a gap there.
Yeah.
And the X40, I felt like almost closes that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I watch, I'm not like, oh, these guys are insane.
Yeah.
I didn't have that same feeling, and a lot of it is that ball.
Okay.
All right. So men's doubles. So
real quick, pickleball in Australia.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Dude, it's incredible. Yeah. So there was a lot of people that were kind of giving a little bit of, I don't want to use the word grief, but saying that, the Australians, some of them didn't look great. Right. But look, pickleball was invented in the United States. It originated in the U.S. The first pro tour was in the U.S., right? It's been played professionally since 2019 here, like PPA.
Yeah.
All the money is coming to U.S. players. So Australia needs time to catch up.
Yeah.
So don't expect like some Australian player to come out of nowhere and just dominate.
Yeah.
Not saying they can't catch up, but it needs time to catch up.
Yeah.
And some of the females, I think the females were closer than the males.
It looked like that, at least from this last weekend.
Yeah. So in men's doubles, I mean, look, we said this last pod. I mean, our predictions were essentially that we would see Tyson and Gabe, and we would see Zane we would see Colin and Jay, and we would see Kwong and CJ. The fact that Zane ends up making it with Joey Wild, who most people think is the best Australian player, also in doubles is also not a surprise, right? So those were kind of your final four. But before we get into that, we had a matchup in the quarters. QD and CJ.
Yes.
Taking on the legend, Bao, his little brother.
Yep.
I got to talk about this really quick.
His younger brother. He's not so little.
That's true. I've told Bao this before. He needs to literally stop playing pickleball and start working out for the NFL. Guy's going to be built like a left tackle. Bao, I think people just look at Bao as like, yeah, QD's younger brother. He's always at tournaments. Mm-hmm. He jumps on courts once in a while. But I don't think they realize how good he is for 14. Mm-hmm. He's really good.
Yeah.
And opening point, so he makes the quarters, opening serve. Mm-hmm. Nasty Nelson's his brother.
His brother.
The
famous QD.
Direct hit. Dad was laughing. Bao was fist pumping.
Immediate celebration from Bao.
Yeah.
Immediate.
Yeah, Bao didn't care about anything else after that. But if you actually like get past that and watch the match, Bao was really good. I mean, look, he's got a long ways to go to compete against, but I think Bao has a chance. Like the kid, he's good. I mean, he plays left-handed, kind of both.
He's ambidextrous. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's ambidextrous, but he does switch off.
Yeah, kind of plays both. The kid's good. I mean, like I said, he's a monster.
Do you know who his partner was?
I don't know how to say it.
Say it.
Fook? Hoon? Is that how you say it?
We'll leave it at that.
I don't know how to say it. Is that how you say it? Or
I don't know.
Oh. Anyways, I'll be honest. He was not very good in that match.
They were just happy about the first point.
Yeah, but he missed a lot of dinks. But Bao was great. They did lose 11-4, 11-2. Mm-hmm. But I think that was kind of the highlight of that day of Bao nasting his brother. So then
so quick question. Will we see more of that type of a shot, Nasty Nelson?
I mean, it's not a terrible shot. And if you're going to do it to start the match, it's not a bad idea.
Is that a good direction that the game should be heading, or does it matter?
I mean, I don't think it really matters all that much, but I think that there's probably, other than Colin, nobody likes to get pegged. And so I think that there's probably some sort of, unwritten rule there that you probably shouldn't do it. But Zane Nasty Nelson hated.
He did, and I forgot about that. Yeah.
He Nasty Nelson Neil Metarata, Potato Chip Neil on match point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is there. It has happened before. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Nasty Nelson on live TV.
I did. I think that's the only time in my entire life that I've been nastied, and it was on TV. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it's something that we'll see one-offs, but probably more in like a setting where it doesn't matter much, But can you imagine someone doing it in like a championship match? Yeah, that'd be wild. The fans would go crazy. Yeah, or crazy. Like on match point. Yeah. What if someone did? What if it was 11-10? Yeah. 11-10-2, and you nastied them for the game winner? Yeah. Would you dare even try it? Who on the tour would try it? Zane would do it. Maybe Hayden. I don't know. In that situation, Jeff Warnick for sure. Oh yeah. But Zane has a good enough serve and he hides it long enough, he could do it. What you can do is, because a lot of the players who are up at the net, when their partner is receiving, they stand pretty close to the line. And so if you actually serve for a T serve, it could hit them as it's going to the tee. And if it doesn't hit them, it's going land in. Yeah. And so if you aim for that, then there's a chance that it might hit them. You know who will never get Nasty Nelson? Somebody really short. I don't know. Purple Jesus, because he stands all the way. He doesn't come to the kitchen line. He can still nasty. That guy's all over the court. Just stands in random spots. Okay, men's doubles. All right, men's doubles. So semis, we get Colin Johns and Jay against Kwong and CJ. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a better match. So I thought that QD and CJ would win, but I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was. Yeah, me too. And it was 11-2, 11-3. I mean, QD and CJ just dominated. Yep. I mean, they are really good. I mean, CJ Klinger is having a pretty meteoric rise right now. He's very hot right now. Yeah, definitely hot. I mean, dude, he just got traded for Riley Nelson. Riley Newman. Riley Nelson used to play quarterback. Yeah, that sounded familiar. That sounded familiar. Riley Newman, and the people don't know this, or maybe they do. Columbus
not only traded Riley, they gave cash to get CJ too.
The only thing with that is, had they kept Riley, they would have had to pay $275,000, right?
Yeah, but they paid for CJ pretty close to that.
Yeah, I heard it was around there. It was lower than that amount.
Well, yeah, because you're maxed at 200.
Yeah, and so
the rumor is they maxed out the 200K.
Yeah, so they're saving.
So you
75K.
traded Riley Newman and 200K for CJ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just shows you how CJ's value, I think.
Yeah, for sure. He's also from Ohio, or lives there.
Yeah.
So I think that
his dad's like a lobbyist. Did you know that? Can
we get him to lobby for KOTC and government or something?
Yeah. Darren, great guy.
ETF KOTC fund.
So they big dub for QD and CJ, and then Tyson and Gabe. They actually went 3 with Joey Wild and Zane.
They lost the first game, and then the next 2 weren't all that close, right?
No. They lost this. They won the first, lost the second 11-5, and then won 11-2.
Gotcha.
So game 3 wasn't very close at all.
Gotcha.
But it was. I mean, the whole thing was. I don't know. It just felt like Tyson and Gabe were on cruise control.
Yeah.
Even though they lost the game.
Yeah.
So we get to the gold match, and we have a 5 game. Do you call them sets or games?
Games.
5 game thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at this. So Tyson and Gabe lose game 1, and frankly, they look outclassed. 11-4. They come back and they edge out game 2, 12-10. Then they lose 11-6. And so you're like, man, QD and CJ. But the savvy vet, Tyson, they end up winning 11-8, 11-9. They win in 5. Tyson McGuffin probably saw 80% of the balls in that match. All to his backhand.
Yep.
And they did. They picked on him. They picked on him really hard. He had just played mixed, which was another 2+ hour match. And they picked on him as hard as they could. And the one thing with Tyson that nobody can ever deny, he makes balls.
He's dog.
Yeah, he did say, "Leave the puppies on the porch, let the big dogs eat." Like he can't get out of his own way.
Tyson's great. He was loving it in Australia.
Dude,
he was loving it.
He's popular there. But he played great. Like there's nothing else to say, but he played really well. But the thing is again, Franklin X40, he makes balls. The guy makes balls, especially he doesn't do anything in his backhand. He's never gonna freaking poke a ball down the line. He's never gonna do anything. He's literally just gonna get the ball back over.
He was playing right side, right? No, he was playing left side.
Left. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
he's
backhand dinking, and he was doing. But obviously, we know his forehand is dangerous.
Yes. Yeah.
But his backhand isn't, and he was like, "Look, you guys want to pick on it? That's fine, but I'm just gonna make balls."
Okay.
And he did. So good win for them.
Is
congrats.
that Tyson's first gold medal in doubles
ever?
Yeah.
No. Can't be.
On the PPA, yeah, he's got to have a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right. Women's doubles.
Also, Jay and Colin took bronze.
Yeah, in a third game thriller, 11-8.
Yeah.
Which there was a little bit of confusion because somewhere the scores were actually reversed or it had the other team winning, and so there was a little bit of confusion there. But Jay and Colin did take bronze.
Yeah. All right. Women's doubles. America's favorite besties. America's favorite couple, BFFs.
The girlies?
No, Vivian Glausman and Lacey Schneeman. I think they've passed the girlies.
In terms of what?
In terms of likability.
Okay.
I mean, Glausman's videos and like the 16-hour road trip and the question and answer, like she's goofy and like a little bit out there. But she's hard not to like.
Yeah.
Like she's a likable person.
Are you saying the others are easy to not like?
No, that's one of my. You asked one of my New Year's resolutions. One of my goals.
What is that?
One of my goals is to become friends with Rachel Rohrbacher.
Good luck with that.
She hates me, I think.
Have you given an olive branch?
I'm going to.
Extended?
Yeah, just wait till tomorrow. Or wait till the next pod.
Okay.
I'm going to extend my olive branch. Okay. All right. So I felt like the women in Australia, there's some very, very talented females. Rose Van Rieck. Did you know it's Rose? You knew that?
Yeah.
Because they keep talking about rose gold.
Nice.
Is it like if you say ROOS and you say Roos, does it sound like you're saying rose with an Australian accent?
Yes.
Is that why they do it?
I don't know.
Okay, so Rose Van Riek, Sarah Burr, who is a member of the Discord, so we're going to give her a shout out.
I feel like there was quite a few Australians that recently joined the Discord. Like all of a sudden, there was like a bunch of them.
Aaron Blitz messages me sometimes. He played in men's.
Nice.
Nice guy. Super nice guy. Amelia Schmidt and Danielle Townsend. Obviously, we know Amelia Schmidt came over here for a while.
Yeah.
But I think the best Australian female player, and just my own personal opinion, Summer Dalabona.
Okay.
She was great, dude. She was great in women's. She was great in singles. Made it to the finals, championship. Dude, she's really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
And her and she played with Selena Tarulha. They played Glasman and Lacey tough. Summer was really good. Mm-hmm. They lost 11-4, 11-9, but I think honestly she's one that PPA needs.
What's
to sign.
the pathway for these Australians? Do you think we'll start seeing some of them move over here for 2 or 3 months or something like that?
So that's what Amelia Schmidt did. She moved over here for a few months, ended up going back. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the cost is, right? Like, what's the cost for them? Because I don't think that they can afford to come over here, and maybe unless they have rich families or something, but afford to come over here and play for prize money.
So there's a lot of different things going on with the exchange rate, the amount of tournaments, and the level of competition. But I was talking to somebody, and he said the highest contracted player over there at this moment is making from the league, not sponsors, but from the league, is contracted for around $50,000 to $60,000.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't sound like that much, but you have to take into account how many tournaments are they playing, the exchange rate, their cost, and everything like that.
Well, even not even just the exchange, but also like the size of the league, right? Like the league is brand new. So yeah, I don't know. I think that we will see them come over at some point. Some of them. There's a few I think that are ready right now. I think Summer is one of them. I think that Danielle Townsend can come over right now. I think Rose Van Riek could come over right now. Amelia Schmidt was here. She did okay. I think she played a few with Callan Dawson and some others. But yeah, to have them come over here and then train full time, I think would see a meteoric rise, because the thing is you're going to start playing with better players against better competition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Amelia and Danielle ended up making bronze, and they lost in 3 to Alex Trong and Jesse Irvin. Like, there's no, that's not bad. Right? But women's doubles. So, again, same thing. Tyra and Elise were the 1. Lacey and Glasman were the 2. I think that's what we all expected. Unless Alex and Jesse could maybe get hot. And we get to the gold medal match. And, dude, for the first 2.5 games, Lacey Schneeman looked like top 3 player in the world. She was so good. She was, incredible. She kind of faltered a little bit at the end of game 3 and the end of game 4, even though they pulled it out. Missed a few dings, a couple unforced errors. But for 2.5 games, Lacey was insane. So big win for them. That's their first gold on the PPA Tour.
Yeah.
Lacey and Glasman.
So not to diminish them or any of these.
But you're about to.
Does this count? Does this hold equal weight as any other PPA tournament?
Sure. I think a win's a win. And here's the thing is there's a different set of challenges at this event than there is at other PPAs. For example, a 16-hour flight, jet lag. Gabe said that his jet lag was brutal. So there's different sets of challenges. I think it's still a good win. And it's not like they played Tyra and Elise in the championship, in the gold. That's a good team. Tyra's ranked number 5 right now.
Yeah.
So I think, maybe it's not the grind to get all the way through the bracket that a full PPA event would be. But I think it's still a great win. And I think they still dealt with other challenges.
And a lot of these players, they're probably already on a flight back to the States to play in Tucson.
Yeah, and then they're going to all play in Tucson, so they're going to need days to recover. Yeah. So congrats to Glasdog and Lacey. Good dub there.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Speed it up real quick. We got to give a big shout out to C&D Pickleball Nets.
C&D.
They were not used there.
And it was obvious.
We love C&D Pickleball Nets. They make the best high-quality portable.
Dude, I can't even
pickleball
watch.
nets.
Like, sometimes I look at these tournaments now and I see that these other brand nets, and I look at them and I'm like, it looks cheap. It looks like you're cutting.
It looks cheap, and it's not the same game.
No, yeah, it's like you look like you're cutting costs. So it's crazy.
Go check them out. Bestpickleballnets.com and use code KOTC. They have a new net that is much more economical and yet still delivers high quality when using it. So thank you for the support. We love them. We've been with them almost since the beginning of this show. Yeah. So they've been really good to us, and we love them. They make an incredible product.
All right. Let's go mixed real quick.
Okay, mixed.
So mixed was kind of more of the same thing, right? We knew exactly. I mean, Lacey and Tyson, Kwong and Vivian, we thought would do well, right? Mm-hmm. Jesse and Gabe. So Gabe and Tyson both had a chance to go for triple crown.
Yep.
So this was kind of the, the match where they faced each other in singles and they faced each other here. I think someone said it was 143 minutes. This match.
Wow. How many hours is that?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
So 11-8, Jesse and Gabe, 11-6, Jesse and Gabe, and then 11-9, 11-8, 11-8 for Lacey and Tyson. 5-set absolute marathon.
Yeah.
And Lacey and Tyson pull it off. Lacey Schneemann, double golds.
Yeah.
In Australia. Should she just move to Australia?
Hey, could be fun.
Double golds for Lacey. Double golds for Tyson.
Yep.
Double golds for Gabe.
You get a double. Get a double.
Everybody gets double gold. And Jay DeVilliers and Elise Jones beat Kwong and Vivian Glasman 2-6, actually. So double bronze for Jay.
Yeah. Lots of doubles.
Glasman.
That's what these American players wanted to get down there, and I think a lot of them are pretty satisfied with their results.
Yeah. Were you surprised that Tyra and CJ lost so bad to Kwong and Vivian in the quarters? 8-3.
A little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I felt like, I thought that they could do well together. In fact, I thought there was a chance that they could be in the finals.
Yeah.
So.
But as you said, indoors and then also a different ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Changes the game.
Yep.
So congrats to Lacey and Tyson. Yeah. He's got that dog in him.
Okay. Singles. All
right. Singles. We have women's singles. This is where I think we really saw the Australian women shine. Mm-hmm. Caitlin Christian was a heavy favorite, but I felt like the Australian women, they more than held their own. So Summer Dalabona, is that how you say it? I feel like I'm butchering everybody's name. Is that okay?
No, you'll hear about it.
Is that endearing in a way? So Summer Dalabona.
How would that be endearing in any way if you're butchering somebody's name?
At least I'm saying it. I could just ignore them. She ends up losing to Caitlin Christian in the gold medal match, 12-10, 11-8. But if you watch her play singles, she's very, very good. And I think that she could come over right. I mean, she beat Jessie 7-2. She beat Danielle 11-3, 11-1. She beat Andy, I'm not going to say her last name, 0-6.
Is this starts with a D?
Yeah.
Try it.
No.
It'll be endearing.
No, I'm not doing it. So anyways, point is, also, Caitlin Christian almost didn't get out of the quarters. Rose Van Rieck lost 11-9 in the third to her. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, the Australian women, I mean, they're solid. They can play. So, congrats, Caitlin Christian. Is this her first gold? I think it is, right? First PPA gold?
Might be. I thought she's taken top 3 multiple times.
She's been to plenty of championships. Yeah. So, congrats to her. And then men's singles. Literally, after 2 matches that went over 2 hours, Tyson and Gabe have to play a singles match.
But did you know that Gabe Tardio, he was late or couldn't be found for one of his matches, and they almost defaulted him, or they actually did default him, but then they got the tournament director or whatever to essentially reverse it, is what I heard.
Was he sleeping?
He was probably eating pizza.
Somewhere. Maybe he was doing bedroom cardio.
What are your thoughts on that? If that is true. That the tournament director...
Was it on yesterday?
No, this was singles.
Oh, it's
the first day.
Oh, the first day. Oh.
So I had heard that he was late or he didn't even show up for his first one, and they essentially defaulted him, but then they got the tournament director to reverse that.
Really? And then he ends up winning.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he was asleep. Like,
But do you think that's right? Do you think accommodations should be made for top players or players, or do you think rules should be kept? Doesn't matter who.
I don't know the circumstance.
But theoretically speaking, if Ben Johns were 30 minutes late for a match, do you think the tournament director should say, no, he's able to play?
You know that Gabe lost his very first game of the tournament 11-0.
So that may have been the match where they just said, you lose the game.
Oh.
Instead of forfeiting the match.
The whole match.
Maybe. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. But in theory, if something like that were to happen, if Ben Johns, Tyson McGuffin, they showed up 40 minutes late.
Yeah, you got to have rules, right? There's got to be rules in place. You got to stick to them.
So you got to stick to them. So if somebody is 40 minutes late, you think they should be defaulted even if they're the number one player?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
You can't pick and choose the rules for people. Like, the rules are the rules,
But
right?
people do.
No, they do. And look, it wouldn't surprise me if like Gabe and Tyson and those guys were paid like an extra appearance fee to come to this, right? I mean, it's a long flight. There's not a lot of pros there, so it wouldn't shock me if they were asked to come. And so, yeah, they maybe gave Gabe a little reprieve there.
Okay, moving on. Men's singles.
Yeah, so Gabe, in the quarters, he played Velukovic, the Wolf, who many people remember. He came over, played some APPs, and him and William Sobek had an absolute epic match. He had Gabe on the ropes for a lot of that match. Dude is a freaking unit. He's got quads the size of Texas. Literally, his quads have their own zip code. Was absolutely ripping the ball. Gabe and I were texting a little bit after, and he was like, I don't know what. He's like, dude, I need whatever workout that guy does, I need it.
Yeah.
So Gabe ends up, that was a 3-gamer. His first match was a 3-gamer. Gets to the semis, and he plays QD and beats QD in 3.
I thought it was 2.
11-4, 11-2, 11-3.
Okay. But the overall match time was only like 30 minutes. And so it wasn't that long of a singles match.
Yeah, super fast. And then Tyson beats Fook. 7-9. So we get to the final. So like I said, these guys have been on the court
5+ hours.
5+ hours at this point.
Yeah.
And I think Tyson just ran out of gas. I actually watched it this morning because I ran out of gas last night trying to stay up and watch it because it was the last match of the day. And Gabe wins 9-4. So Gabe double gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, great tournament. I think it's cool that we're going international. I think there's a lot of talent in Australia. There's some matches that I was like, what are the,
Yeah.
But overall, I think that
if you were in Australia when this tournament was going on, would you have signed up for the pro divisions?
I think if there was a pro qualies, I would have been fine. How about that?
All right, Jimmy putting it out there. All right, we did. All right, that's a wrap for PPA Australia.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, PPA Australia. It looked incredible.
Are you going to go next year?
I mean, we need to get more details, but it looked fun.
Yeah, cool.
All right, real quick, we got to give a big shout out to Vulcan. We love Vulcan. This is the ball that they are using on the PPA and also MLP tours. We love them. They support this podcast. Go check them out and get your Vulcan V Pro flight at vulcansportinggoods.com and use code KOTC for the best price possible.
Yes.
Anything else?
No. Buy the ball.
Thank you. It's a great ball.
Helps us.
Last a long time. It's, as Jimmy was alluding to in the beginning, it's a really, really good hybrid between the fast balls and then also the slow balls.
Yeah.
It's where the game should be played.
Yeah. The 80-mile-per-hour cutter.
Okay. All right. Let's try to go through Tucson preview somewhat quick.
Yeah.
Do you have those pulled up?
I don't have the draws.
All right. I have them. All right. Let's go through women's singles right here.
Okay.
So it's a small field. It's a pretty small field. Caitlin's coming in at the number 1 spot.
Okay.
And then, let's see, number 2 is Leah Jansen.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this, but Do you see any upsets or Lindsay Newman versus Mary Brasha first round?
Lindsay Newman playing singles?
Angie Walker versus Jessie Irvin is back on the singles grind.
She is. Jessie's feeling good about herself.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know why nobody's brought this up, but in my opinion, the new PPA signee, Helena from Australia, she reminds me, I feel like she looks a little bit similar to Paris Tom.
100% she does.
And they're playing each other first round.
Good. So
who wins?
Paris wins that.
Who gets the Aloe sponsorship?
But I think that the winner may get a sponsorship.
For what?
Might be the best looking match of the day.
Okay. Anything else? Jeannie Bouchard plays Hannah Blatt.
Yeah, so they've played each other a few times. I think Jeannie wins that, but then she has to play Zoe. That's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. Brooke Buckner. So just a quick prediction here. I think Kate Fahey makes the finals, coming from the 4 seed.
So she'll play Caitlin Christian in the semis.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kate Fahey and Paris Todd.
Okay.
And I think Paris and Leia, can they play each other in the semis? Oh, they got to play quarters. That's tough. The bottom part of that bracket is pretty wide open. Man. I think Zoe and Paris make the semis, and Caitlin and Kate make the semis on the other side. Mary could cause a problem there, and we see Kate and Paris in the finals.
All right, moving on. Men's singles. We got Federico Staksrud using his new Adidas. All day
paddle. I dream about
sports. We got Ryan Fu playing Tom Evans.
So Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Ryan Cherry in there. Christian Alshon, he made a post saying that last year he was a little bit injured, but this year he intends on playing most of the singles events.
So he's going to get Augie, looks like, most likely, if Augie can get through a qualifier. So that'll be interesting.
Travis is playing his doubles partner. Wait, no, he's playing DJ Young.
Oh, he is, not Donald Young.
I thought Donald Young, sorry.
Yeah, Donald Young is actually going to play Rafa Hewitt, so we're going to have double lefties on the court.
Lefty on lefty.
Yeah, also, I mean, dude, this is we've talked about this a million times, but like the round of 32, think of these matchups, okay? You're going to have Julian Arnold against Michael Lloyd.
Yeah.
You're going to have Donald Young against Rafa. You're going to have probably Rettenmeyer against Sock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DJ Young could win that, actually. You're going to have Mo Alhouni against Gabe Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Connor Garnett's going to get Onsens or Moda.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Blaine Havanier and Dylan Frazier, like this is a round of 32.
I even honestly, I think round of 64 is tough.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too, right?
The round of 64 is tough.
Like Roscoe's probably going to get Zane Ford in the round of 32.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, round of 64 is tough, right? I mean, Alex Newman and Pessa, Kason Campbell. I mean, men's singles is loaded. I think Fed and his new paddle, I like his. He will have to go through Jaume.
He'll have to go through Alshon too.
And Alshon, but I think that I like Fed's draw there. I think we're going to see...
Even with his new paddle, you think?
Yeah. I think we're going to see Fed and we're going to see Hunter.
Is this a bad look for his new paddle if he loses...
100%. There's pressure.
Before semis.
Oh, yeah. There's legit pressure on him. Like, legit pressure right now, for sure. But I say Fed and Hunter. And I'm going to say Hunter Johnson wins it.
Okay.
I think he's the hottest singles player not named Federico right now.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's go to mixed doubles.
All right. So, Ben and Annalie back at it.
Okay.
We have Daskew and Tina Pisnik.
Okay.
Kind of like that team.
Brooke Buckner and Noe.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah. Interesting team there.
Mm-hmm.
Kate Fahey and Dylan Frazier. Decent. Dylan's not like a great singles player. Mm-hmm. Mixed doubles player. So that'll be interesting. Jeannie Bouchard and Jack playing together again.
Okay.
Tyler Leung and Lina Padiga Maite. If you can get through Eva and Scarpa, who
once a bear, always a bear.
Your boy thinks is the greatest MLP player of all time.
Wait, who? Oh, Klaus?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys would get Gabe and Jesse.
Okay.
Gabe and Jesse's an 8 is tough.
We're ready.
Also, the 9 seed, Ignatowicz and Jade. That's a good team.
Okay.
Man, mixed is Anna Bright playing with Deckel.
Okay.
Lucy and Matt have fallen all the way to the 13 seed.
Okay.
That's kind of a little bit of a meteoric.
Well, and they could be lower than that too. Their seating is randomized, so they could be lower than that.
J-Dub playing with Maggie. No Georgia in this one.
Okay.
That's a little bit interesting, right?
Maggie Brasha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Etta and Jaume.
Okay.
Again, that's another solid matchup there. Solid team we haven't seen.
Hayden and Rachel.
Hayden and Rachel.
Your 2 faves.
2 of my I mean, I love Hayden, but yeah, Hayden and Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Paris and Hunter are playing together.
Okay. Riley and Leia.
Dude, Riley and Leia could cause some problems, and that's not a bad. Alex Trong and Kwong, that's not, and then Caitlin Christian, Donald Young, that's not a bad bracket for them to cause some issues down there.
Okay, who do you have coming through?
I like. That's a really good question. I like Ben and Annalie, and then I think on the other side of the bracket, I'm going to say Maggie and J-Dub.
Okay. Over Anna and Deckel?
Yeah, I think so.
Fed and Catherine?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little upset happen.
Okay.
Get hot. Right?
All right, women's doubles.
All right.
We got Catherine and Annalie back at it. Jade Kawamoto and Jessie Irvin. Alex Trong, Vivian David.
Let's see. Sorry, I lost my.
Oh, guess who Lucy Kovalova's playing with?
Olivia McMillan, right?
Your favorite lefty.
Love Olivia. She's great.
Where would you rank her?
Right at the top
Of what?
of everything. She's good.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Etta and Megan, Anna and Rachel. I mean, Paris and Tyra have been a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Leia and Coop. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, so that's new, right?
Yeah.
Is this the first time, or did they play previously?
I don't know if they've ever played together.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be Anna and Rachel versus Catherine and Annalie.
Okay. It'll be interesting for me to see Megan and Etta play together. I feel like they haven't played in for a while. Etta's been injured a little bit, and so I don't think they've played for a couple months.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see Etta back at it. Kind of see, she's had some time off. See if she can, get some momentum going into 2025.
Okay. Men's doubles. All right. The partnership that everybody has been waiting for, Ben Johns and Hayden Patriquin.
Yeah.
Didn't Klaus say Ben was playing with Colin this tournament?
Yeah, of course he did. And he was wrong. Yeah. But what people don't understand is, like, you can go on pickleball brackets and you can look 3 months down the road. And sometimes they'll just have, like, placeholders,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Ben and Hayden, I mean, that's going to be a fun partnership.
Riley and Matt.
Matt back together. Yeah. 27. They had 27 medals in a row.
Yeah.
27 in a row. They broke up because Riley couldn't get over that hump and beat the Johns brothers. And it was kind of a weird thing because if those that don't remember, Riley just dropped them out of the blue, no real heads up. They had some bad blood between them, and now they're back. So see if they can recapture that 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
See if they can recapture that magic from 2 years ago.
Yep. How do you think they'll do?
I think they'll do fine. I think they'll do pretty good. They have a tough draw. I mean, Julian and Hunter is going to be tough. And then they'll probably have Ben and Hayden after that. So, we'll see how they do. I could see them making the quarters against Ben and Hayden. That would be a chirp fest, by the way.
Yeah.
And then we have Daskew and Alshon. That's a tough team.
Yes, they're very tough.
Yeah, Fed and CJ Klinger, who if you win your first match, which is Blaine Havanier and Steve Deacon,
Yep.
you will most likely play Fed and CJ.
Yep.
Gabe and J-Dub.
Yes, so they played Masters and they got upset pretty early.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see if they're able to gel a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and then the other one that Augie and Jaume essentially said that he was supposed to play a few with a couple other people, and then after him and Augie had that deep run at Masters, now I believe they're playing most of the year together.
Yes. Yep, that's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah. And then Ignatowicz and QD. It's a lot of movement on that court.
A lot of bouncing.
That team's going to win 11-0, 11-1, or lose 11-0, 11-1.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Who do you have coming out?
I like Ben and Hayden in this.
Okay.
I think that that's almost a super team.
Okay. The thing I'll say is, on paper, they should do very, very, very well.
Yeah.
But pickleball, a lot of people don't realize or think about the chemistry, the different dynamics, the variables that go into it. And Ben's played, or not only Ben, but other people have played with other players that you think they would do well, and they don't always do well.
Look at Gabe and J-Dub.
Exactly.
I mean, they lost. Was it Rafa and Noe they lost to?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you never know. But I like Ben and Hayden in that. They've been practicing together. Ben's in Florida. For those that don't know, Ben moved to Florida.
Yeah.
And so he's got.
Is Colin moving there too?
I think Colin just said he would be there often, but he's not particularly moving there. But Ben moved there. He bought a house there, and
He bought a house.
he's in the process of buying a house.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is it?
I don't know. Probably more than I can afford.
You should do his loan.
Should I call Ben?
Yeah. Tell him you'll get a good interest rate.
So he's 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 in Boca. I mean, you think about that, you have everybody there, right? I mean, Alshon is there, Ignatowicz is there, Hayden is there, Will Howells is there. I mean, name somebody, Anna Bright, Anna Lee. So I think that's only going to make Ben better.
Yeah. I think this year we'll see a more energized Ben.
Yeah.
Just by him switching up different partners.
Yeah,
and
for
it's a
sure.
New year. We've had a little bit of time of rest compared to what we're used to. So I think all that will be a net positive for Ben.
Yeah. So I say Ben and Hayden, I like them winning that.
Okay. Did we go through women's already?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Anything else with the Tucson?
No, I don't think so.
Hotels are crazy expensive out there. Shockingly. Oh, didn't you have a story for Tucson?
So I went to Tucson once. True story. I went to a BYU versus...
If you don't say true story, is it not a true story?
Yes.
Okay.
It means I'm making it up.
Okay.
I went to a BYU versus Arizona football game.
Okay.
I was young kid. And we drove from Utah. Pull into Tucson. I'm not joking. Get off the exit. Okay. In Tucson. Pull into this gas station. And my first impression of Tucson, dude has a freaking needle in his arm. Putting a needle in his arm on the side of a gas station. Okay. Didn't get any better than that.
He probably had a sliver or something like that. He was trying to
he definitely was slivering something. So then we go to the hotel. Kind of a funny story. And this has nothing to do with Tucson, but go to the hotel. We're in the hot tub. This dude comes down, older guy, starts smoking a cigar, talking to me. And we just like, he's just like, what are you doing you here? And telling him. So he tells me that his daughter, he's from Chicago. Mm-hmm. He actually like literally was admitting that he's in like the mob or the mafia. Mm-hmm. And he's telling me that his daughter goes to the University of Arizona, but she's not going to class and not doing like basically the things she's supposed to be doing. Uh-huh. So he goes down there every weekend and she doesn't know that he's down there, and he follows her around and he has like full on like surveillance on his own kid.
Yeah.
And he was telling me this whole story. And he's like, and there's this kid, and he's like literally, like he's like losing his mind. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm just waiting to catch him alone. And he was like telling me this whole plan where basically her daughter's boyfriend, he was waiting to catch him alone to have a word with him. I'm like, what is happening? So then we go to Mexico, Nogales.
Same guy?
No, but Nogales is like right on the border. It's probably 30, 40 minutes from Tucson's my guess. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things happened down there. Had a gun pulled on us, among other things. So just my experience in Tucson wasn't great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but again, I'm sure it's a nice little quaint city.
Imagine how he's doing with air tags. Do you think he knows about air tags?
Back then he didn't, but now hopefully
he's probably got like a couple hundred.
Oh, dude, now I bet he has cameras everywhere. His daughter now is probably freaking 30, but it was wild. He was like telling me this whole story, and he's like, basically, I'm just trying to get this kid alone so I can have a talk with him and tell him to leave her alone without her knowing. And he was telling me he had like binoculars, and it was weird.
That's going to be me. I'm a girl dad.
Yeah. So anyways.
Also real quick, we actually, shockingly, KOTC, I don't know if people view us as media or what people view us as, like a podcast or YouTube, but we got invited to USA Pickleball's testing lab to see their process.
Yeah.
We respectfully weren't able to attend.
Yeah. I mean, there's I'm not afraid to admit that there are podcasts that do the paddle thing much, 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 much better than us. I mean, these dudes know their stuff. And so we'll let them do their thing, and I'll watch and find out everything I can off of the smart guys. Mm-hmm. But everyone kind of had the same initial response, which was nice guys, but not totally convinced
that they know what they're doing. Yeah. And this was after previewing or touring or seeing the whole process of how USA Pickleball tests paddles.
And it was almost like they were like, yeah, they're nice and they mean well, but...
So it's their version of Gary, the cool guy.
Yeah, Gary, the cool guy. So Pro Pickleball Labs isn't the only one that has a cool guy. And it was like they walked away being like, in fact, this was multiple. There was like 3 or 4 podcasters and paddle guys that went, and they all basically said they walked away, and none of them were like,
they mean well, but
and none of them were like, I didn't leave there a bigger fan of USA Pickleball. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting.
So maybe moral of the story is I don't know, testing paddles, the whole paddle situation might be a little bit more complex than people are giving credit to.
Yeah,
maybe
for sure.
Okay. Last but not least, we got to get into questions. Jimmy, tell us about the sample packs that you sold out of.
Yeah, so we sold a bunch of sample packs, Holey Performance. We're going to do it for one more week,
apparently,
by the way.
I need to promote these a little bit more.
You need to. We're going to do it for one more week. We sold a lot of sample packs. I think they shipped, I can't even remember the number, but they shipped a lot of them. Basically, they're free.
Just have to pay for shipping.
All you do is pay shipping. And honestly, the shipping's, it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So
our code does not work on this, by the way. And if it did, you would be saving, I think, 20 cents.
Yeah. So go get the sample pack. And in the sample pack, they will send you the KOTC flavor. Mm-hmm. So it'll be included in the sample pack.
Yeah.
Which we got our bags.
Have we announced what the flavor is?
No, we're not going to do that yet.
But it's in the sample pack.
So if you want to know what the flavor is early, get the sample pack.
Okay.
But we got the flavor, and we tried it. And it's really freaking good.
It's good.
It's as good as I remember it from when we tested it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So anyways, check it out. Go to holeyperformance.com, order the sample pack, and then we're going to do a big launch. We have like a photo shoot.
We have a photo shoot this week. Yeah. So hopefully that comes out soon. But yeah, we're super
stoked. Should we do it like girly style where like you dump like sample packs into my mouth?
Some late night cardio.
Yeah. No, bedroom cardio.
My apologies. Anyways, go check them out. Holeyperformance.com. Use code KOTC. They have in-game. They have electrolytes. They have energy. They have everything that you need.
Yeah.
Your body needs it. Even though your body might not realize it, or you might not realize it, your body is craving these types of ingredients.
I'm actually going to play pickle right after this, and I've got my pregame.
You're not going to church?
Ready to go. Dude, we can't talk about religion anymore.
You're a big religious guy.
We can't talk about religion anymore. Someone got mad and said, stop with the religiosity. I don't even know what that means. And I don't even know when we did that, but.
Big religion guy over here. All right. Questions. Okay, somebody.
Let's do it.
Not me. We answered this and talked about this, but they said, was the ball and therefore the pace slower in Australia? So much fun to watch. Also, the nets looked crappy AF.
Yeah, the nets looked saggy and crappy for sure. And yeah, listen, I think that there's going to be people that like that type of game. right? And if you watch this podcast, you probably are a purist. And so you do probably like that type of game. But it did look slower.
Can we please talk about how bad the refs were overturning line calls and etc.?
That was
PPA
crazy.
Australia.
Australian refs, dude, they inserted themselves in a major way.
Hey, I love it. With the serves,
They were
called
calling serves,
Yep.
calling illegal serves. They were overturning line calls, but there was no replay.
Hey, you also know what I like is instead of saying like up to down, they were saying like north to south.
Yeah, north to south, east to west. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
How many pickleball facilities is too many facilities? Well, I think we'll find out, but apparently at this moment in time, there's never enough.
Well, I mean, let me just give you an example. We went to play, me and some friends wanted to play last Saturday. Now, Utah has the most per capita by far.
Yeah.
It was cold, so we couldn't go outside. But we wanted to play last week, and we have 15.
There's probably 15 different pickleball facilities within a 60-mile radius.
Yeah. And we couldn't find a court.
Yeah.
Could not find a court. So whatever that number is, we haven't hit it yet. We're not even close.
Is there going to be a PPA event in Canada anytime soon?
I thought they wanted to do one in Toronto. I
thought they announced it, but once again, with PPA scheduling, I always say this, nothing is finalized until you're like 1 to 2 months out.
Will they be allowed if there's tariffs?
PPA will just jack up the prices.
Yeah. You guys will pay for it. You may not want one in Canada.
They have been wanting to do a PPA tournament in Toronto for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But with COVID and everything, it hasn't happened, but
it'd be fun.
Yeah. Australia was super fun to watch. The ball. Let's talk balls.
Yeah. So look, there's a lot of rumors out there that Franklin is going to become a major player soon. So we'll see what ball they roll out.
You want to hear something a little bit funny? So with those rumors circulating, the PPA, they have all their players on this text thread, this app.
Yeah.
And starting a couple weeks ago, they started sending out discount codes for the Vulcan ball.
Oh.
And my friend that I was playing with was getting mad because he's all like, never, not once have they sent out a discount code. And then all of a sudden, now that rumors are circulating that they might be switching to a new ball, they start sending out codes for the previous ball.
That's pretty funny.
Okay. Which Aussie do you think would do okay in America? On the guy's side, who do you think?
I think Joey Wild would do the best.
What about Hargraves?
He's okay. He's fine. Tom Evans, they're okay. But I think Joey Wild would do the best in America. And then I think that Summer Dallabona is the best female that I saw this weekend.
Okay.
Not that the others aren't, like I said, I think that Danielle Townsend's good. I mean, and even like Sarah Burke can still play.
Mm-hmm. How likely is it that we will see Bao versus QD again on center?
Yeah, I mean, it's must-watch TV.
I would say never, though. We'll never see that.
No.
The only reason we saw that is because they were able to make it through to the round of 16
exactly.
quarters.
Bao's not, he's not there yet.
Well, not only that, but the draws are massive, too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't understand this question. Somebody said, cold MLP formatted like Tuesday pickleball at the Orchard weekly matches.
Yeah, so there actually was some talk about possibly doing some sort of like Sunday night, Saturday night pickleball.
With who? PPA
for
or?
MLP.
Uh-huh.
Where it's under the lights and it's at night. And,
Gotcha.
And I don't know if that's part of MLP events, if that's going to be separate. But yeah, I mean, you look at like the TGL Golf League. I don't know if you've watched that.
I have not.
It's like this indoor golf league basically. And they do it Monday nights. Mm-hmm. And it's like when there's nothing else on basically. Mm-hmm. And it's been a really big hit. And I think that that's something that like pickleball needs. Like Tuesday night pickleball was great. Everybody tuned in because there's no pickleball on during the week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Somebody said in Australia, why didn't they play with the Vulcan ball? We talked about that. And then somebody else said pro level quality of Australian pros. What would you rate them?
I would say the top Australian pros, the top, like 3 or 4 on each side would probably get through qualies and then lose first round.
Okay.
right now. Not saying they can't be better. Now, we know that singles is different, but in doubles, that's where we're at.
Gotcha.
But they'll get there. I think Tom Evans is going to improve a lot. He's moving over here.
I was very bullish on him, and I still am. His singles game, I think his singles is pretty high. Yeah. I think he could get to the 16 easily and maybe quarterfinals in singles.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Where's my phone? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah. Look in front of you, sir.
I didn't realize.
All right, what else? Anything else going on?
No. When do you leave?
I leave Thursday. I'm not doing singles, so I'm just doing mixed doubles and doubles.
All right, well, be careful. Stay away from the meth.
From the needles?
That was my first impression. I maybe need to give him another chance.
Did you talk to him, or you just judged him right away?
I 100% judged him and prayed for him. The way I can't talk about religion.
You should have confronted him.
I actually went into the 7-Eleven.
Befriended him.
I went into the 7-Eleven, bought some beef jerky.
Tossed it at him?
I was like, whoosh. Yeah.
Okay. If you made it this far, please do us a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. We will be back. I don't know. Oh, you know what I want to do?
What would you like to do?
So last year we had a bunch of interviews with different players.
Yeah.
And I want to interview most of those same people, kind of like a 1-year anniversary with them.
Let's do it.
So like Jason Peary, Elise Jones, Lucy,
yeah,
all these people.
Yeah, let's do it.
Would you guys like to have a 1-year update with these guys?
Tyra and Leia back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay. Anything else?
No. I think that's it. Also, everyone local or anyone around, remember we have our You Are Loved.
Yes,
event.
we'll be posting a little bit more information on that.
February
but You Are
15th.
Loved, that's next Tuesday, right?
Next Saturday.
Oh, next
15th.
Saturday.
15th.
Oh, wow.
Not next, the one after, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
15th. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.